Welcome to Tooltech Geek. I'm going to show you today how to use this calculator as a word processor or as a text editor to write some notes, to-do lists, or any idea that you have. Basically, you're, let's suppose, traveling. Take this out from your backpack and you can write some ideas, some text into a file. Eventually, you could even use the USB cable and get that into a computer. But otherwise, you can use this just to write like notes, which I think is very useful and something you wouldn't imagine you can do with a calculator. So this model is the Casio fx-9750GIII. Very hard to remember, but that's what they called it. So it is what it is. Sometimes these are on sale, so the price of these calculators is very affordable for how powerful it is. So I'm gonna just turn it on, this button here, and these are the apps, so to speak, and you use these arrows to kind of select. So if you select the top left one, that's just a regular calculator that does what you expect. And then you can go back to the menu, select different other apps. The ones that I like the most are these text editor. There's a spreadsheet and there's programming with Python. This has even more rows here. So this one is Python, where you can do a programming language. Something very not so common recently in calculators, but especially these ones that have a really long battery life. So I'm going to do this app. It's called eAct, which I think it means electronic activities. So if you get into this menu, so I'm going to go back to the main menu and go to eAct. And there's a list of files because I already created some of these text files. And you can select one and then click here is enter. And here is what I wrote before. So you can write text, numbers, etc. I'll show you how to create a new file. So I'm gonna click on exit. I'm gonna do new file and you put the name of the file. This is already in letters mode. So it has a mode to do like numbers and what to do letters. So we're gonna call it demo. Gonna turn off letters, demo 2, and then enter. So that created this file demo 2, and I'm gonna write some things. For example, imagine some kind of idea that you get, like a business plan. So I just put 1, and I'm gonna shift to letter mode. If you click alpha, it just does one letter, but if you do shift alpha, it gets into this letter mode. So you can start writing sentences. So I do by, here's a space. I'm gonna just keep writing here. Thing. Now I'm gonna click this to undo letter mode, so I can write numbers, and I go back to letter mode, shift alpha, and I'm gonna write a little more text. I'm gonna do the same thing here. So you can see once you memorize this layout, you can start writing a little faster. So it's a bit of a learning curve. Luckily, the letters are alphabetically ordered, so it's easy to find stuff. I'm gonna turn off the letters, turn on the letters, and then I'm writing this business plan. I'm gonna do the same thing here. So you can see once you memorize this layout, you can start writing a little faster. So it's a bit of a learning curve. Luckily, the letters are alphabetically ordered, so it's easy to find stuff. I'm gonna turn off the letters, turn on the letters, which is buy thing, wait, sell thing, profit. Typical kind of joke business plan. So I have my file here. Now I'm gonna save it. So I go to File, Save, and now it's saved. So if I exit, I'm gonna see demo 2, and this is what I wrote. Now if you connect this to a USB, you can get these files on the computer. I don't do that, I just kind of use them as is. Sometimes I use that to when I do a video, I can write the different sections of the video, so I can remember what to say first, second, last. So that way, kind of little things, to-do lists. So it's not, of course, it's not the same as a big processor. Could you do this with the phones, with an app to take notes? Yes, you could, but I like the fact that this has physical keys, and also it has a long battery life. I don't know, sometimes I like to use these tools that are a little old-fashioned, such as also paper and pencil, like a mechanical pencil, this square grid where you can design stuff. This kind of old school stuff that's still very useful, and it could be superior in some cases because you don't need to worry about charging. If you're traveling, this basically is permanently charged. You don't have to be like all the time worrying about it. So this was how to do text in this calculator. Like here, I show you the name again because it's hard to remember it. And another time maybe we talk about some of the other features. Thank you for watching.